Hey guys, it's Senile, and this is how to stay alive in Deathmatch. Of course, in this game I've chosen a Deathmatch where I tend to stay alive, or the entire purpose of this video would be fucking pointless. But, anywho, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that, in Deathmatch in particular, are massively key to staying alive. And I think, well, usually in my sort of game anyway, those two things are pretty much not running ever, and having a good hiding place, or a set of good hiding places when you don't have any abilities. Because it's one thing staying alive when you do have abilities. When you run out of abilities, that is the time when your ability to stay alive is tested most. But I'm going to start off with the whole running thing. It may be slightly an over-exaggeration to say that you shouldn't run ever, but you should pretty much avoid running almost all the time. This does tie in with the hiding place shtick that I will talk about later, but running is awful in Deathmatch, probably more so than any other mode. Like, it's not awful in Assassinate, it's not awful in Wanted. You need to run to get to your targets because they're usually pretty far away. But given the massiveness, the smallness of the map in Deathmatch, running is awful. And I will show you why at various points in this game. First of all, there are obvious reasons why running is awful. Obviously, if you run in line of sight of your target, they immediately see a huge red triangle above your head, and a little lock-on prompt to basically, it's basically telling them, punch that guy shits. And if they're any good, they will punch you shits. They'll throw shit at you, they'll knife you, they'll smoke bomb you, they'll kick you across the map, and you won't get any points, and they will. And it'll be quite embarrassing for you and your entire family. So yeah, that's the fundamental reason why running is bad. But the main reason is that it's not just about line of sight that actually determines whether or not this red triangle thing appears. I didn't actually know this the whole time, like, ever since I had this game. I haven't always actually known this, but to have the red triangle above your head, the only thing that is necessary is for your target to have you in their camera. They don't have to actually be in line of sight of the character. They only have to be in line of sight of the player's view. I didn't actually know this the whole time, as I said. But I've noticed from when I'm hiding behind things, I can see people red triangle when I can't, my character can't actually see them, but I can. So that makes running even more awful, because then if you run, someone who, your target you may not even be able to see your target, but your target will be able to have identified you, and any attempts at stealth you then utilize after that point are going to be completely pointless, as that person's going to know exactly who you are anyway. And I'll show you, whenever I do my little hiding shtick behind boards and stuff, I'll show you this happening. Don't think it happens at this point, but it will happen, and I'll show you somebody running, and they're not actually in my line of sight, and yet they are identified as my pursuer. And this is why running, literally, you pretty much should not run. Like, obviously everybody says this, but there are times when obviously you kind of need to run. There are sort of emergency situations, like, ironically, I stay alive a lot in this match because of the times where I actually do run, which kind of contradicts everything I've just said. But there are obviously emergency situations where running is pretty much the only way you're gonna not die. But yeah, I usually hide behind one of the sort of board things like this when I'm in Souk, and a lot of the time I identify my pursuers quite easily. Because obviously my pursuers, if they can't see me, they're often, like, there's one there. The Deacon, he red triangled and he was not in my line of sight at all. He was only in my camera. So, even though he didn't actually run to do that, so I'm not even sure what he did. I'm guessing he was running and then he was stopping running at the time he came around the corner or something. That must have been, I guess, what happened. But yeah, if I'm hiding behind something like that, I can see everybody who's looking for me. And yeah, stop interrupting me, you square-headed bitch. Yeah, I had to punch her because I hate her and I hate her quadrilateral face. But yeah, I might as well move on to the hiding thing now. I'm actually hiding. But I've mentioned this before in a lot of my other videos that I find blend groups are completely unreliable. Oh, you can see me running here, by the way, and just taking a completely hideously bad kill, and then running for my fucking life. I felt I needed to run there. But, as I was saying, like, most people obviously hide in blend groups when they're choosing to hide from their pursuers and whatnot, and I tend to completely avoid hiding in blend groups. Not just because I don't use Blender, but because it doesn't seem anywhere near as helpful as just physical hiding. Not in Deathmatch anyway. Because in Deathmatch you can see a lot of the map from like a small select location depending on the map. In this case, as the Vanguard needs me in the hole, I hide behind these little boards in the corner of the map. You can pretty much see what's going on. And like I said about the running thing, when I'm behind these, it's often my pursuers or targets will run. Well, specifically my pursuers will run, because they're obviously looking for me. They're looking to find wherever the line of sight's going to come. So they'll run, because they think I can't see them. But really, I'm just looking from behind this corner. Then I can go and punch them in the face, and then have no idea what's going on, because they had no idea I was watching them the whole time. So that's one kind of tip for staying alive, is finding a good little hiding place if you're not, particularly if you have no abilities as well. Rather than hiding in a blend group, I'm not saying everyone should just completely boycott blend groups, but when you're in a situation when you have no abilities, it is kind of cool to find an area where you can just chill out and just see the lie of the land without having to be in the sight of anyone. Because obviously in a blend group, you're probably gonna, people are gonna be able to see you whether or not they know which one is you or whether they know you're even there. They're gonna be able to have you in their sight. And that means they're liable not to run, and that's going to make it harder for you to pick them out. But when you're behind something like that panel of wood, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, people are often like, where the fuck is the adamant jester? Or the deacon, or whoever the hell I am at the time. They're like, where the hell is he? And they'll be running around the map, and I can see them running around the map. And I'm like, well, he's obviously after me. He's obviously struggling to find me, and I'm going to go over and knock him the fuck out. And that is usually what happens when I do this. That's why I spend half the time standing behind things. Look, as you can see there, the Vizier, his red triangle came up, and I was here the whole time. There was no way I could have been in line of sight then. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he can see through this piece of wood. And again it happened, and I've once again seen them red triangle, so I know who all my pursuers are, and I was never in their line of sight. So now I'm going to run after the Vanguard. Luckily she didn't activate the chase breakers, and I managed to get my streak bonus started. But yeah, I thought I'd talk about that just because it doesn't seem that it's been talked about a lot, the way the actual line of sight seems to work. It seems to apply to the player's camera's line of sight as opposed to the actual character, the actual positioning of the character. And there's my second death of the match, which will be my final death of the match. I had a spell of about 7 minutes where I obstinately refused to die Jason Voorhees style. And then catch a deacon, like, flying through the air, having the time of his fucking life. Felt a bit sorry for him, to be honest, that looked like fun. But anyway, like I said, I wasn't giving you, like, a complete exhaustive list of how to stay alive, because there's loads of things you can do to stay alive. Obviously, stunning people, having a good grasp on how to identify your pursuers and whatnot. But obviously I've discussed a pretty good way of identifying pursuers in this. But yeah, I hope either of these two little tips have helped, and hopefully they're things you haven't been really exposed to before, hopefully. But yeah, comment, rate and subscribe, leave a like and all of that shiz, and I will be bringing you some more footage soon. Most of these will be death matches because I don't have my capture card with me where I'm currently staying for the Easter period. So yeah, these will be pretty much old death matches from my hard drive that I find interesting and didn't really look at the time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.